Welcome everybody. I'm Marco, this is Marco Has a Plan, and this is part 2 of my Unifi switch series. And in the first part, we did a little unboxing, and I told you a little bit of the story, that I actually got 2 for the one I ordered, which is not bad. And in this part, I'm going to, or by the end of this part of the video, I will have gotten rid of both of these switches, hopefully. These are 2 Cisco Catalyst 3750G switches, which are gigabit switches, non-PoE, just gigabit, just regular SFP, no SFP+, so really old switches, and that is why they have to go. They are old, they are both from 2007, they are really power hungry. I guess one of these switches consumes between 50 and 60 watt constantly without even having load, without supplying PoE devices or anything. And they are loud because, listen, what you can hear is just the noise this one switch makes. The lower one does not do anything anymore. I disconnected that a while ago. This is not a stack anymore. This was just a cold standby, and this one is not doing nothing anymore. And so in this video, first thing I want to do, I want to connect the old Catalyst to my new Unifi switch. Just let me turn this around. So down there on the desk, there is my new Unifi switch. I want to connect it, I want to set it up, and then step by step I want to put everything that is connected to the old switch, I want to connect to the new switch, and also I want to get, let me just show you a little overview of the rack. So I want to get everything out of this rack. The 2 switches we have there, if we go behind the switches, can you see that? Let me just go from this. Can I show you that? Yeah, so there we have on the right side I have a TP-Link router that is only used as an access point right now, and on the left on the top the white device should be my modem, and below that there is my pfSense box. So this is getting out of this box, and then down there I have my Synology, my DS1618 Plus. This is my admin PC, and on the lower shelf on the left I have 2 PCs that are not doing anything, they are not connected, they are not running, and my UPS. So I want to get everything out of this rack, because I really have to demolish or disassemble this rack, because I need the storage here, I need this area for storage, and I want to put everything on the desk for now. It will be cramped, but it will be workable. And yeah, so let's start by connecting the old switch to the new Unifi switch and see if it shows up in the Unifi management. One more thing I forgot to mention is the power consumption of this rack. So this is everything in this rack right now. So the one Cisco switch, my Synology, 2 external hard drives, the access point, the modem, the pfSense box, my admin PC, and yeah, everything runs over the UPS. So everything consumes about 210 watts. When I turn off the admin PC, because it's not running all the time, we get down to around between 180 to 190 watts. The screen down there, or the monitor down there, is should not be connected to the measuring unit. So back there it's measuring the outlet back there, which basically directly feeds into the UPS. The monitor is not connected there, so the monitor is just out of there, but it might, well, I don't know. So this is basically the before shot, and after we have teared down or turned off the Catalyst and only running the Unifi switch, we will see how much power I will save in the future. So let's get to it. Okay, now as you can see, the switch is showing up in my Unifi controller. It's got the IP 10.110.30.117. My VLAN for the management interfaces of the Unifi devices is VLAN 30. And I'm going to show you here that I have connected the Unifi switch on port number 2. And it's connected to my catalyst on port number, let me just read that, port number 24. So this port is set up as a trunk port with a native VLAN 30. So everything that is not tagged goes out and in as a VLAN 30. So it is connected to here, and on VLAN 30 I have DHCP scope, so we can just go over there, go to my services, now go to status, DHCP leases, and there I have the 10.110, you see that? 10.110.30.117 is the IP of the Unifi switch, and as you can see, 10.110.30 is the net of the management devices, but 10.110.16 is the subnet of my Unifi controller. So they are on different VLANs, on different subnets, and so I have to do a bit of trickery to basically automatically integrate it into the Unifi controller. And I do this on my pfSense with DHCP. So in the services and DHCP server, I can go to VLAN 30, and really far down here I have additional BootP DHCP options, and I configured one, option number 43, type string, and here is a hexadecimal value. You can just Google for Unifi inform DHCP or something like that, and you can find an article in the Unifi description, Unifi documentation, and there's even a segment for setting up the pfSense firewall. There are segments for Windows firewall, for Windows DHCP server, for Linux DHCP server. There is a segment for Palo Alto. So whenever you want to configure this, you have several options, or you can just try this and go try and error. So yeah, this thing is basically showing up here, so I can go to it and I can say adopt. Okay, now, so we are a little bit ahead on the road. I hope that's the right way to say it. So the only thing that is still connected to the old switch is, so here's our uplink to the new switch, and these 4 LAN cables, they are all for the Synology NAS. And these 4 cables is basically one of them, I guess the last one, no, the first one is a single, and the other 3 is basically a trunk. So it is basically a bond. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I guess I will only use one for now just to connect it, because I do not need this bandwidth right now. So yeah, just let me tell you how I did this here. I haven't done anything to the electric, because the APC is still standing down there, and everything is mostly connected to these 2 outlet bars. What I unfortunately cannot do is, I have a Wi-Fi bridge. I have 2 nano beams outside of the house that connect this basement and my apartment. But what I did not know is that this switch cannot supply 24 volt passive PoE. So I will still be stuck with this adapter, so with this PoE injector, but I guess that is not that big of a problem. So this is my phone line. It comes from up there, from somewhere behind that, from over there. It comes down here. So it goes to the modem. Then it goes from the modem. So it goes in here. It comes out here, goes into my pfSense box, and then it goes to this cable. The cable goes down here, comes up here, and it goes to port 1. So port 1 is my uplink. Port 2 is the connection to the other switch, which will be disconnected when I'm done here. Port 3 is my admin PC, which is only VLAN 12. Port 5 is the TP-Link access point, which is VLAN 12 2. Port 24 is basically the downlink to or is the connection to the PoE injector and to the Wi-Fi bridge, and basically the downlink to the switch in the other house where my access point, where basically this access point is located, and where also a few other devices are located. So up until now everything is going relatively is going great. So no issues. I know that this looks not very good. I might tidy it up a little bit when I'm done here, but for the foreseeable future, this I guess will be okay. It's still enough space to do a little thing around here to test stuff and so on. And yeah, this one is emptying out slowly. So let's see how far I can come in the next hours. Okay, everything is connected to the new switch, and let's just turn this around. So let's go down there. As you can see, the Synology is up and running again. Every LAN LED is blinking happily, no alerts, status green. As you can see here, everything is there, and I have an aggregate of 3 connections and 1 single connection here. As you can see here, everything is green, everything seems to work fine. So the only thing to do right now is to cut the power from this switch, from the old Cisco, and see how quiet it is in here. Okay, so we just grab that, see if I can do this from here. So just have a last listen. I'm going to put this right to... Okay, and now let me just remove this plug. Okay, so that is quiet. Can you hear anything? I'm sorry, I should look at the lens, but I keep looking at the display down there. Can you hear anything? The only thing I can hear is the Synology. So this is all I can hear right now. Can you hear this? It is very quiet. Might be even the admin PC a little bit. But yeah, all I can hear is a little bit of airflow. Just a little bit of airflow. And a little bit of hard drive activity in the Synology. But other than that, everything seems to work fine. So that's for now. This is everything for today, I guess. Now tomorrow I'm going to clean up everything in here. Like, I'm going to remove both of these switches. I'm going to remove all of the rest of the cabling. I'm going to redo all of the electric. So I'm going to put the UPS on the desk and to reroute all the cables and connect everything. Because now if we look here, we are down to 111 watts. And I did not show you this, and this is not really representative because the admin PC and the switch are running off a different outlet. But before we unplugged this with the Cisco switch still on, we we set still over 170 watts. So now we are at 111 watts. Most of that might be the Synology, because that is still connected to the UPS, so this is still here. Also, all the PFSense, the modem, the access point, they are all still connected. The PoE injector, which might only take 3 or 4 watts, is still connected. What's not connected is right now the hard drives, so this might not actually take a lot of power, because this is switched turned off, or turns off automatically most of the time. This might actually consume around 8 to 10 watts, which means that I might not use this in the future for optimizing purposes. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. Also, I want to do some cable management, and I'm just going to get back to you as soon as everything is finished, so you can see the end result. It's the second day and I am basically done. So take a look at behind me and you can see the network rack is basically gone. Everything that's left are parts of it, which are leaning against the wall, so they do not take up any more space. Another thing, other parts I have stored away, smaller parts. So let's just turn this thing around and you can see that a lot of space opened up. I've went through this with a vacuum and you can see those are very dusty, both of the old Cisco Catalyst switches. And let's take a look at the new setup. So the setup, which is going to be like this for the foreseeable future, let's say next year, year and a half, this will be the way that this is going to be here. So I've tidied up everything with the cabling. As you can see, all the cables go lead desk to the left, and so port 1 goes to is basically the uplink to my PFSense box. Port 2 inactive right now, but it's the admin PC. Admin PC is turned off. Port 3 is my TP-Link access point. 9 to 12 are for the Synology, and 24 is the downlink, basically over the Wi-Fi bridge to a TP-Link smart switch, 8-port smart switch in the basement of my parents' house. So as you can see, I've tried to keep it as tidy as I could. I did a little cable management around here, so hopefully that will stay this tidy, because I'm not planning to change this over the next months, years, whatever. And I just wanted to just show you the power distribution a little bit. So power comes, all the power for this comes from here. So I have the measuring device here to measure the wattage. Everything comes in here, it goes down here and comes into the UPS, the APC UPS, and from the UPS we have 2 cables that go way behind there, and they basically go there. So back there we have 2 PDUs. Both are connected to the APC UPS, but the left one is with backup power and the right one is surge protection only. So everything that is critical is on the left one, and the right one basically has, I guess, the admin PC screen, the what's the other 3 things? The access point and both of the backup hard drives for the NAS. So yeah, that's basically it. The admin PC is, as I said, turned off at the moment. Everything runs quite smooth, everything looks good, and it's really, really quiet, as you can hear. Let's just go a little closer. Can you hear anything? You can hear it, but what you can hear is the Synology NAS. So I guess the switch is really quiet. And so we can take another look at the power consumption, because I can show you this right here. So as you can see, we are consuming around 135, 33, 32, 100, let's say 135 watts per 135 watts. So the admin PC is Turn this around. Admin PC is not running at the moment, and when we made our initial measurement, it was running. But when the admin PC was running with the old switch and the screen was connected to another outlet, so that falls out here. So the only thing not running from everything is the admin PC right now. But when it was running, it had about 210 watts. Now, with the admin PC running, we get here around 160 watts. So now it's 135, 25 watts, round about 25 watts takes this PC when it's not doing anything. So we can say that 160 watts with the admin PC, 135 watts without the admin PC. And what I am planning to do is I want to turn off the small backup hard drive, because I found out that it is actually running 24/7 and it takes around 10 watts. So maybe I'm going to switch this off and make all my backups on the 8 terabyte Seagate drive, because this one, I guess, turns off when it's not used for some time. So what I want to say is we save 50 watts. So this runs 24/7 and we save 50 watts. And 50 watts continuously amount to around 1.2 kilowatt hours a day. So 1.2 kilowatt hours a day I'm going to save. So every month, 30 days, round about 30 days, 1.2 is 36 kilowatt hours every month. So 36 kilowatt hours every month, multiplied with 0.3, which is 30 cents per kilowatt hour in Germany, means that we are going to save around 12 euros per month. So 12 euros per month means that we are going to save 144 euros each year. So 144 euros each year. Let's say I'm going to run the switch for the next 5 years. It's 144 times 5 is 720? 144, 100, 544 to 20, 720. 720, right? So I'm going to save 720 euros in electricity over the next 5 years running this switch. And guess how much this switch costs? This switch costs in Germany on Amazon right now 720 euros. So over the next 5 years, I'm going to save the money that I put into this switch. And it is, if I use it longer, I'm going to save even more, you know, and it's quite, it's easy to administer. You have the Unifi. I do not need all the high, I do not need a stack. I am really comfortable with this, and yeah, so that's it for now. Everything is done for today, for this video. I like this switch, I really do. If you want one, get one. Recommendation until now, really. And yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time, and bye.